What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome back to another episode of Player Ratings. We've got a win to talk about. We got three points to talk about, and let's get stuck into it. Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 2 at Villa Park last night, which was, you know, in terms of attitude and application, that was exactly what the doctor ordered, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly what we needed. A reaction to the drab performances against Arsenal, and Zagreb drab probably does it a disservice into how bad it was. But in terms of the reaction, it wasn't exactly a scintillating performance, but we got the job done. I thought we worked really hard, defended really well, we did the right things, and that's all we could ask for. And I think that's what got us the victory at the end.
All right, and let's get straight into it. Let's start off with Hugo Lloris. We gave him a 6. Untested for the majority of the game. I thought he was forced into one save pretty much the whole game, which he did well, comfortable low save. But apart from that, he just wasn't tested, was he?
Yeah, made
caught
save the whole game.
Caught a couple of crosses, and that's about it.
Simple. A lot of times we said that about Lloris this season, but it was a simple game for him to navigate. Didn't have to do too much, and it's easy night for him, I felt.
Let's move on to Jota Tanganga. We gave him an 8. I thought it was an absolutely brilliant performance from Jota Tanganga. Very assured, calm, aggressive as well at the same time. And I think he made a really big claim to make that right-back spot his own in accordance to that game. And, you know, he's got a rare chance this season, and I think he's done really well yesterday.
Yeah, I thought defensively, I thought it was really strong. I thought he dealt with Trezeguet really well on that right-hand side. I thought on the ball, I thought his dribbling was pretty decent. He was holding players off with his strength when he was coming forward. Still, I don't think he provides as much of an outlet as Aurier does on that right-hand side. But he's less of a liability, you've got to say that. So I think he definitely stakes the claim, definitely better than what we've seen from Doherty so far this season. So I would much rather see Tanganga there. So I think he did well in his with the chance he got, and hopefully he keeps it up.
Yeah, and he did well kind of tucking in as well and helping out the middle two as well, in my opinion. So you got to say a good all-round performance from Jota.
He did, but I feel like we'll have to see how he does against a better player than Trezeguet, I would say. But look, I think physically, as a defender, yeah, he might be the best one there. But as a right back, you know, in the modern game, you need so much more than to just be a good defender. So whether he's up to that, we'll see.
Yeah. Let's move on to Davinson Sanchez. We gave him an 8. I thought it was a really good performance from Davinson. Let's start off with the bad, then we'll get on to the good. With the bad, there were a couple of mishaps in the first, in the opening 20 minutes. I thought he was breezed past once or twice, but it was made up for by Joe Rothen, the other defenders backing up for him. And then in the second half, he missed that interception, didn't he, with 10 minutes to go, which could have...
Davies kind of got the wrong side of him.
Could have led to a hairy moment. But all in all, I thought it was a really, really good display. Some really good challenges, some really good last-ditch challenges and blocks. So you got to say good performance from Dave.
Yeah, I thought second half he was close to exceptional, apart from that one mistake he made where he got turned. I thought he was really impressive. I thought that whenever he stood up and made a challenge, every time pretty much he won the ball. Ollie Watkins was really struggling to get a kick in that second half. And I was very impressed. Sanchez with another solid display after a really horror show against Zagreb. I thought he made up for it and made a really good display. And with the performance as well, where he had to be the leading centre-back, I felt like there was a bit of leadership there in him as well, next to Rothen. And I was very happy with his performance. Yeah,
we've always said with Davinson that he only plays well with an experienced head next to him, and he had a very unexperienced head next to him this time and still performed well. So Inexperienced, yeah, that's the one. Well, let's move on to the unexperienced head, and Joe Rothen. We gave him an 8 as well, and I thought really, really impressive from Joe. He made a couple of really important blocks, really important challenges as well. He barely put a foot wrong pretty much the whole game, and he looked at home at centre-back in the Premier League, and I thought he was fairly kind of untested as well. He looked, maybe not untested is the wrong word, comfortable he looked.
I think this might also be the first time we've seen him on that left-hand side, potentially, because usually for some reason, when he plays with Toby plays on the left and he plays on the right, and this is the first time where I think he was bought for to play on that left-hand side of the back of a back two, and I thought he looked a lot more comfortable. He did look more comfortable there. I think he needs to show a bit more composure on the ball, which I know he does, which we all know he can do. I thought defensively really strong, didn't get beaten once pretty much, and I thought it was a really competent display from Rothen.
Definitely. Let's move on to Sergei Reguilon. We gave him a 6. I thought in the first half, they were only finding joy down his side, and I felt that defensively, he really wasn't doing that well in the first half. And like I said, most of their chances, or the majority of their chances, were coming down his side. He picked up an injury 10 minutes into the second half, so we didn't see him that much in the second half. But going forward, I still think he was left a bit wanting as well. So I don't think it was the best performance from Reguilon.
I think going forward, he was a constant outlet, which was good. I thought he was always an option there, and a lot of the times he was coming forward and being an option on the left-hand side. And that was, especially in the opening 20 minutes when we were having a bit of joy, that's where he was getting alive. But yeah, I felt like Matt Cash was getting a lot of joy down that right-hand side, beating Reguilon. And I think him and Lucas weren't working that well together and defensively to kind of mark the winger and the fullback, which they got to work on. But all in all, it wasn't awful from Reguilon. He's had better displays, but that injury, thankfully, is not too bad, and he should be back after international breaks. So it's not all bad. But I thought, Davies was actually better than him when he came on.
He's got a nice 2-week break now with no international call-up, so he'll get some nice, well-earned rest. Let's move on to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I thought he was at his mid...
Ndombele. Oh, okay, Højbjerg. Go on then.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, we gave him an 8, and I thought he was at his midfield general best at the weekend after a couple of off-it performances from him, but he was back at it, absolutely massively commanding in that middle of the park. The amount of duels he won, the amount of interceptions, the amount of recoveries he made, absolutely second to none. The only blight on his performance, I would say, is his probably a sloppy passing at times.
Yeah, I thought he was fine. I thought...
he even got a shot off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and he scored. Decent effort as well, forcing Martinez into a save. I thought he was pretty much getting back to the levels that we saw earlier in the season. I was very happy with the amount of energy he was able to put in, and I thought he was commanding in there. And we needed that after Thursday night, because we didn't have any of that in the centre of the midfield on Thursday. So it was good to have him back. It was good to see what he can offer, and it was good level performance from him.
Yeah, which moves us on to Tanguy Ndombele. We gave him a 7. I thought he took a while to grow into this game. I thought in the first knockings of the games, I thought that there was some really iffy passing in there. But as the game wore on, I thought he really, really grew in influence. It was down to him winning the ball back why Kane went on and got that penalty on the other end of the pitch. And I thought as the game wore on, he really did grow in influence, gaining that ball back in the middle of the park. The amount of duels he won was absolutely insane. I think it's 13-1 out of 14 duels in total. So Tanguy Ndombele, I think he's growing in that role in centre midfield still. His partnership with Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is growing as well. And yeah, these are the performances. I mean, we didn't see Tanguy at his kind of attacking best, but I thought his defensive display and kind of the way he grew in influence as the game wore on was great to see.
Yeah, I thought, he definitely improved as the game wore on. I thought first half, his dribbling ability was pretty good. I thought his passing let him down a bit, but I thought dribbling, I thought he was creating things. He was kind of sharp, but I didn't think he was involved in the game enough. But in the second half, especially when after we went 2-0 up, I thought he was really striking his stuff, and he was really confident. Every time he got the ball, he was passing it in between the lines, making it difficult for Aston Villa to get in their stride defensively. He was kind of causing chaos a bit with his passing and his dribbling ability, and he really came into the game. Defensively as well, I thought he was winning quite a few duels, as you can see, and I thought he competed really well with McGinn and with Douglas Luiz and with Sanson as well. They could have been outnumbered in that midfield, but we weren't. So I think he, at the end of the day, another good performance from Ndombele, much better than he showed against Arsenal for sure. And I think it helped having Højbjerg next to him. And I think it was good. It was pretty good.
All right, let's move on to Giovani Lo Celso. We gave him a 6, back in the starting lineup for a long, long time. When was the last start he made?
Leicester.
It was Leicester, 2-3 months ago?
Yeah, it was in January.
So yeah, look, in terms of Giovanni's performance, he got taken off quite early on the second half, around the 60th minute mark. And I thought in the second half he did tire very quickly, and he was offering not very much in that second half when he was on the pitch. But in the first half, I thought he was like full of running, full of energy, doing a lot of work for the team. I think he made that kind of sacrifice for the team that Jose Mourinho does talk about, but with little quality at the end. And I thought that he is still rusty, and I think we've got to bide our time with Giovani because he has been out for a while.
Yeah, he was kind of playing on the right hand side a lot, and
which is not really suited to him.
When he was more central in the first half, he was definitely having a bit of influence on the game, and he looked a lot more positive when he was playing more centrally. But when he was out on the right hand side, he didn't really have an influence on the game, and he was a bit anonymous. So that was pretty poor. I thought he did help out Tanganga quite a bit. Defensively, I thought he did a good sort of job for the team, but I thought, he, as Mourinho said, it's hard for him to play 90 minutes, and you saw him tire very quickly and after the hour mark, and it was right to take him off. But the more minutes, the better, I think, for Gio.
100%. Moves on to Lucas Moura. We gave him a 9. Absolutely stunning performance from Lucas, as you can see on the screen. 5 completed dribbles, 1 big chance created. I mean, this guy literally chased every single ball for the whole time he was on that pitch. The actual desire that we've been missing in those last 2 games was epitomised by Lucas Moura in this game. He was absolutely sensational. He got that brilliant assist for our first goal with a nice 1-2 with Harry Kane, and then he played that ball to Harry Kane for the penalty as well. So Lucas Moura had his hand in both goals. He was a standout performer on that pitch, and these are the performances we love to see from Lucas.
Yeah, carrying on his strong form, Lucas Moura, really, really impressive. So many completed dribbles. I think it was 5 completed dribbles throughout the game. They found it really, really hard to deal with him, his dribbling ability. And when he's in that kind of mood, he's hard to stop. He really is. And we know when he can be irresistible at times when he's in that kind of dribbling mood. And Villa, Matt Cash especially, really found it difficult to deal with him. There was one moment when he twisting him inside and out and nearly setting up a goal for Harry Kane, but Tyrone Mings just got an interception. I thought for the goal, that doesn't happen without Lucas Moura. You can see in the goal, like when Martinez passing it to Cash, like Cash is a big favourite to win that ball, but Lucas Moura just nips in and that starts the ball rolling led up to him setting up Vinicius for the goal. Really well done to square it to Vinicius as well from that position, because a lot of players might have taken the shot on and not found the pass there, or the pass would have been cut out. So he did really well there, Lucas, and he's one that even despite the bad performances, he still keeps fighting for the team. He's still the one who's chasing every lost cause, who's putting in the extra yards, who's really got all the fundamentals, as Jose likes to say. So I thought another really impressive display by Lucas, and he really is the heartbeat of the team at the moment.
Really is. Which moves us on to Carlos Vinicius. We gave him a 7. I thought as well he worked really hard for the team, showing that compromise that I was talking about before with Giovani Lo Celso. To be honest, I thought the whole team showed that compromise in this game. No two ways about that. But Carlos, I thought that he was getting in good positions. Obviously, he got that goal with a lovely poacher's goal at the back post, the open goal. I thought that his hold-up play was left a little wanting, with every time we hit it up to him, kind of bounced off him. But he was working really hard for the team. Good performance from Carlos. Got his goal and can't really ask for much more.
Yeah, I think physically he offers a different kind of threat. He allows us to go a bit longer, and we've got 2 aerial threats there with Kane and Vinicius as opposed to just Kane. So something else with the Villa defence to deal with. Also, I think his movement for the first goal was pretty good. I think when Kane has the ball, he peels off Mings, allowing Mings to kind of make a decision to either go with Lucas or go with Vinicius, and he couldn't do both. So I think his movement was pretty good, and he earned himself the tap-in, which he's done all season. These that poacher goals he does, that's what he's done all season. So he deserves credit for that 10th goal of the season as well, which is despite the opposition maybe he's played. I think that's pretty good from him. So I think he should be happy with his day's work, and he probably deserves a bit more game time, but he does need to work on his quality making the ball stick, that's for sure. But yeah, look, I think him and Kane worked well together, and I want to see more of him.
And last but not least, of the starting 11, Harry Kane, we gave him an 8. Had a hand in the first goal with that little 1-2 with Lucas Moura. I thought he was working so hard for the team. He was at it, non-stop running pretty much the whole game. It was that all action Harry Kane display, which we've known and loved to see, especially this season. Obviously, he got that penalty, the way he won that penalty as well, practicing some of the dark arts that Jose Mourinho has liked to teach him.
Mm.
And look, I've got to say that he was just working so hard for the team. Another one that showed real compromise for the team. Got his goal, had a hand in the first goal, and he was just a thorn in Aston Villa's side pretty much for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I thought he linked up really well with the rest of the team. I thought a lot of the good stuff was flowing through Harry Kane, and I thought it was another great display. Dispatched his penalty really well. Whether it was a penalty, I think it was. I think he is fouled. I think there's clear. I think he's brought down by Cash and the ball's still in play. I don't think you can argue that. People saying it's similar to the one last week between Sanchez and Lacazette. The difference is, I think Sanchez probably doesn't make as much contact as Cash does. So whether, I think Lacazette initiates the contact there. With this one, I think Cash goes towards Kane. I think it's a bit different. I'm
not too sure about it. I think Kane just leaves his leg there, leaves his training leg there kind of thing.
I think he does try and keep the ball in. I don't know if he does it on purpose or not, with the way he cuts it.
I've looked at it so many times now, and I kind of think it's on purpose now.
I don't know. The way I look at it, I think he clearly tries to do a turn inside with his foot and misses the ball.
You think so?
I think that's.
I think that's his thinking, but then he sees Cash coming at him, so he just leaves it.
No, I don't know. I think he's looking at the ball. Anyway, whether it's a penalty or not, I think he did well to earn it.
It is a penalty, though.
I think it is a penalty. And I think he dispatches it confidently. I remember he had that chance from 25 yards out, which went just wide as well. That was a good effort. And I thought it was a thorn in the Villa side continuously throughout the game. So... also had a hand in the first goal as well, playing Lucas Moura in, which we squared to Vinicius. So, yeah, I think he did well. And another good display from Harry Kane. Top goal scorer now in the league and top assister in the league as well. So, great season for Harry Kane so far.
Most definitely, which moves us on to the first substitute of day, Ben Davies, who came on for Reguilon 10 minutes in to the second half after Reguilon went off injured, but luckily he's okay. But Ben Davies, I thought he shored up that left-hand side big time. Defensively, he was brilliant. Going forward, he got into the box a number of times, but the last ball kind of let him down every time. But defensively, the way he shored up that left-hand side was absolutely spot on.
Yeah, he actually put in a really competent display when he came on the pitch, and I was very happy with Ben Davies, to be honest. I was a bit worried when Reguilon went off. You're thinking, are we going to get caught out here? But I thought it actually was an improvement on Reguilon, and I thought he attacked well. I thought he defended well, and it was a good cameo from Ben Davies.
And then Steven Bergwijn, he came on as well with about half an hour to go. We gave him a 6. He did add a lot of energy that we were kind of needing at that stage of the game. I thought he provided good energy, running at the team, good link-up play. But again, when he gets into that final third and when he's asked to make quality cross or a quality shot, he's just found a bit wanting.
Yeah, I thought he added a bit of quality in terms of in possession. Spurs looked a lot better in possession when he was on the pitch, and I thought he allowed the team to see out the win. I thought he was a big part of that. I thought he showed good pace and good passing ability. But yeah, he had a few opportunities when he's one-on-one with Matt Cash to really cut inside and getting shot in or something like that, and didn't really have the confidence to do that, which is a shame. And I'm really hoping Bergwijn gets that goal, because it's clearly playing on his mind, you can feel, and he's not making the right decision sometimes in the final third. But as a team player, I think he did a good job.
Yeah. And then the last of the substitutes, Moussa Sissoko. We're not going to give him a rating because he was only on for 10 minutes. But on the face of things, I actually thought he did an all right job for the team. But then when I saw that clip on social media with that Jota Tanganga last-ditch block, and then Moussa Sissoko just like half-heartedly just puts a leg out. I mean, I'm just getting tired a bit of Moussa Sissoko, and I kind of feel like it's time for him to leave at the end of the season.
I mean, it was a lazy leg, and that didn't look. It wasn't a good-looking moment from Moussa. So he's definitely got to look himself and asking if is he putting 100% in at the moment. We all know from the Amazon documentary, apparently he has a big influence in the dressing room, but or I don't know if he still has or had, but maybe he's one of the ones that needs to be rooted out. But it was that wasn't a good look, but. Other than that, I mean, I can't remember too much else from him in that 8-minute cameo. Yeah. And I thought the last 10 minutes of the game was pretty much over anyway, so we didn't have too much to do, and it was okay.
All right, and Jose Mourinho, what would you give him, an 8?
Give him an 8 for changing up, getting rid of the players he felt like were a negative influence on the team, putting in his more trusted players, putting in players who were going to give 100% for the team and know it. That's a very important game for them. And I think he got it spot on. 100%. He got the reaction he wanted. He got the performance and the result that we needed. And can't argue too much with what happened with his team selection and how he approached it. And I think it's about time that he started rooting these players out.
Yeah, and it could have gone one of two ways, where if we lose, everyone's berating Jose Mourinho, oh, why did you play this one? Why did you play that one? And if you win, you're held as a genius. We won the game. The application was completely spot on. The attitude was spot on. But as Jose says, this attitude and this response can't just come after a bad result. It needs to come game after game after game after game. Mm-hmm. And let's see what happens by the end of the season. But on this game as an isolated situation, you've got to give him all the credit.
And look, Mourinho's got a chance to prove himself from now to the end of the season in terms of what he can do when players are on his side playing for him and doing what he says. And he's got to prove that his tactics and his way of coaching and playing definitely breeds results when everyone's on board. And we've seen it at times this season. Over the last 15 games or so, we definitely haven't. But he's got an opportunity, and let's hope he grabs it with both hands from now to the end of the season.
Exactly. The season is far but over, even though we got completely embarrassed in Croatia. Mm-hmm. We've still got top 4, 3 points out the side the top 4 now. We can still save face. We got a cup final to play next month as well. So, look, this could be the most successful season under ENIC. It really could
be, somehow, in a weird way. So let's hope for a strong end to the season. And with one game a week, he should only be playing the players he trusts, and let's hope he can do that.
100%. So there you have it. That is our player ratings for the Aston Villa game. It is the international break, so we've got lots of different kind of content coming your way over the next couple of weeks. Later today, you will have the 5 takeaways as well for the brilliant 2-0 win against Aston Villa. Those are your player ratings. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree. If you disagree, let me know your player ratings in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.